Hello everyone. I feel like saying happy Friday, but today is overshadowed by what's going on around the world with this virus. I want to share something personal with you today, and with the help of Helly and her voice, I want to share with you how to stay strong mentally during a difficult time. Life interrupted is a reality that I have had to live with every day for the last 5 years, since my diagnosis in 2015. I have learned to live with my illness and even thrive in it. Now with COVID-19, life is more like double time interrupted. Our home state is currently experiencing a bad second wave of the virus, and the daily number of infected is in 3 digits. What is more scary is that just months ago the virus used to feel worlds away from my safe surroundings. But now, 5 care staff in the care facility I live in were found as asymptomatic just last week. It's too close for comfort, and I'm scared. Life before COVID was quite similar in ways, in that I'm a germaphobe. I am so paranoid of germs. I have always dictated to my carers to wash their hands regularly and wear gloves. I have always dressed for the weather, stayed warm, stayed away from sick people, didn't go out in the rain, so I was already doing everything right when protecting myself from COVID became needed. This is because, despite COVID-19, I'm in just as much danger from a common cold or flu. My dodgy lungs don't stand a chance when it comes to infection. So as to preventing myself from getting COVID, it's more of doing the same thing. I'm seeing the devastating impact of COVID-19 every day on the news. The closure of businesses, and parents having to stay home to work and supervise their kids' learning at the same time. I can see a lot of helplessness, and I can relate to that feeling. Just like when I was first diagnosed, my perfect world came tumbling down. Coming from a place of constant uncertainties, I think we first need to recognise that COVID-19 is out of our control, just as MND is outside of my control. This losing of control gives rise to issues like depression and anxiety, just like MND had done for me. I think it's important to navigate through these hard times with a clear and strong mind. Now, the good news is that most of you are all in a better position than me, as you're not in a wheelchair. Plus, there are things we can do to protect ourselves, like the hygiene measures I mentioned, social distancing, and wearing a mask. I want to share with you my tips for staying strong mentally when going through a hard time. Accept the position you are in that is outside of your control. This is hard for me even now. I have gone from having full use of my limbs to not being able to use them at all. I've accepted the fact, but a small part of me will always rebel. One easy way for you to accept your reality is to look around you at the world, and you'll soon come to realise someone is always worse off than you. Make plans on things you can control. Straight after my diagnosis, I made a plan the following week to put things in motion so that when I can't work anymore, my family will be looked after financially, and I'll be cared for in the way I want it. You don't have to do this by yourself. Include those closest to you. This will bring you closer in time of crisis. Now put those plans into action. I put my plans into action without delay because time was of the essence. I didn't know how much time I would have before being totally dependent on others, so I knew I had to get on with it. Now don't delay. Don't get distracted on your plans. Just get on with it. Being able to adapt to change. Let's face it, things never go according to plan. I always thought I would be looked after at home, but I had to move into a care facility after 3 years because I just wasn't getting the care whilst living at home. Once I was out of my home, I was essentially homeless because I couldn't go back. So I had to learn how to do everything myself, with no hands and a computer. I'd say I've adapted very well. I know it's easy to sit and do nothing and hope for the best, but by doing this, you're missing out on the possibility of finding something even better for yourself and for those around you. Don't miss out. Change. Seek out professional help if you need. There is no shame in getting some external help if you need. I thought it would be seen as a sign of weakness to see a psychologist for my constant sadness, but it turned out to be the best decision. I was a better mum mentally, I was happier, and it helped me to see what's more important. Try it. I know it's strange to tell a stranger your darkest thoughts, but they're trained professionals, and I promise, it's nothing they haven't heard before. Self-care is so important. Looking after yourself during a difficult time is so important for your sanity. This is where most of you are in a better situation than me, because you don't need to rely on someone else to do everything for you. Be active and take the time out for yourself to be yourself. Try making that beef bourguignon the good old-fashioned way, or that dish you have always wanted to make. Vibrate your frequency by doing meditation once a day. Play with your pets. Dance like nobody's watching. Get the picture? Feel gratitude for everything and everyone. A simple thank you holds so much power. It has the ability to clear that brain fog and make you feel bright for the day. So what are you grateful for in life? Say them to yourself first thing in the morning, or write them down. Even with the hardest challenge you're going through, you still have something to be grateful for. The worst thing that you can do whilst going through a challenge is to focus on the negative. Turn it around. Focus on the positive. 3 things that I am always grateful for are my son, my happiness, and that I'm alive to enjoy the first 2. Don't forget those around you. A simple gesture of asking, "How are you?" or "I'm here if you need," brings peace to my soul in difficult times. Not everyone is as resilient as you when it comes to dealing with hard times. Some take longer than others. It's important to care about others around you. Surround yourself with positive thinking people in difficult times, because they will lift you up in spirit when you're feeling down in the dumps. Be creative. Think outside the square. Your path in life may not be the same one that you're on right now. Take control of your life and be creative. You don't know until you try it. There's so much out there that you just have to try out. Take me as an example. From the moment I graduated from university, I thought I'd be in the finance industry for the rest of my life. But life had other ideas for me, and in my days following my diagnosis, I began a YouTube channel. As a result, it gave me purpose in life again. I can live again. You can do this too. You might be out of a job during COVID-19, but think, what else can you do? I have lived with M&D for 5 years now, and I will continue to live with M&D in these COVID-19 times. I will keep on thriving, and I will keep on looking after and loving myself and my family. Like I said before, for me, it's doing more of just the same. Stay strong and stay safe. Together we can survive this. These are my personal experiences. But do you have any other tips keeping strong-minded during a difficult time? Share them with us in the comments.